Yesterday, dropped how Thibs fixed the Knicks on the defensive side of the ball. Today's video will tackle the offense. Make sure you check out the defense video pinned at the top if you haven't already. Make sure you subscribe. Scout with Bryan, YouTube, Patreon, Twitter, the podcast. Let's get right to the film. How are the Knicks 5-3? Well, Julius Randle is playing out of his freaking mind. First and foremost, 22 points a game, 11.5 rebounds, 7.5 assists. Rudy Gobert won a lot of Defensive Player of the Years, and Julius Randle did not give a shit. He just went right through Rudy Gobert every single time, said, "You're too freaking small to guard me." Derek Favors didn't make much of a difference either. It's kind of incredible. Everybody knows he's going to that right shoulder every single time, and he still finds a way to get there. Pretty remarkable. He's also shooting more than he ever has from 10 to 23, better 10 to 23 feet, better than he ever has from there. If I remember correctly, a huge part of Knicks fans' criticisms about David Fizdale last year's team was Julius Randle taking mid-range jumpers, taking a lot of shots, blah, blah, blah. You know what? He's basically doing what he did last year. He's just doing it much better. So why exactly, I'm not sure. Looks like maybe he just is more comfortable again and, pressure's off his shoulders in a better space mentally. Stops, the thinking he needs to go a million miles an hour, but he is playing at a really, really high level. I also don't even remember him really having this shot in his arsenal last year, this little kind of side fade, tough shot off the dribble to get his own shot up in the mid-post. That is a tough freaking look, and again, it's something that he's knocking down at a pretty high clip right now. Again, how much he continues to thrive from that spot remains to be seen. He's also shooting the crap out of it from three. I mean, shoot, if you can hit threes off the dribble, off high pick and rolls with a small setting, I'm not really sure what you can do with that. His minutes are up big, his assists are up big. The question is just, how fluky is it? How long can he sustain how much the Knicks are needing out of him right now? Look at that, just end of the shot clock. I mean, yeah, he's been ridiculously good. And yes, this has always been his skill set in his career. He's been a, point 0.4, 0.5 type, can handle the ball a little bit in transition. Look at this beautiful backdoor pass, left-hand bounce pass to the cutting Bullock from the corner. Got really good feel for the game. And again, for whatever reason, just looks like the game's slowing down. He's not playing like he needs to do as much as he did last year. Face up here in the post, attack, spin, and then he's really good at this big-to-big pass. Creates a lot of stuff for Mitchell Robinson in that dunker spot. Nerlens Noel in that dunker spot. You see the spin again there. Easy job. Robinson catch the ball, go up and dunk. Not too tricky. He also has done a better job, I think, this year, keeping the ball moving side to side. One of the fans' criticisms last year certainly was that, he'd get the ball and the ball would just kind of die and stick there, but he'd stand around. This year, he does seem to be making more concerted effort. Okay, swing the ball again, keep it moving into a second side pick and roll, and then good things like that happen if you keep it moving side to side. Little cautionary note. I mean, I will say, the assists are up a ridiculous amount than they've been in his career. Some of them certainly are not like he's, making an amazing play to create this shot. This is just a basic, simple post up, and you know what? It ends up being a decently contested three, not a great contest for a pretty good shooter, but it also helps the Knicks certainly are shooting the ball really well overall. They're nearly top 10 in three-point percentage. The question is just how many of these will they continue to knock down? Again, the layups Randle's creating, those are great. Wide open threes, those are great. These ones, though, it does seem like they're kind of knocking them down at an abnormally high rate, at least some of the guys on the team. So we'll see if they can continue to do that at that level. And again, how much his stats fall off. Mitchell Robinson, nice job here. Rim running hard, and that's going to create the three for Bullock. You do your job, you run hard, that creates shots for your teammates. Spacing specialist Bullock does a good job. Catching and shooting, that is his job. Austin Rivers, solid vet. 14 straight to beat Utah, leading a massive comeback. 23 total in the game. We know his game. He loves this face-up, triple threat, jab step, footwork shots. If you back off him, he'll just shoot the three. And when he has the ball in pick and rolls, loves to attack, get back to his right hand. He's basically going to take rim and threes, step backs, wild shot over Gobert. Bench ended up going nuts all night long. I mean, a big difference, honestly, for the Knicks this year is just, you remember last year you had Ellington and Dotson, and this year we've replaced those minutes with a really solid pro, a veteran in Rivers who knows what he's doing. That makes a big difference. It can't be discounted. Elfrid Payton, this guy is the master of like this 7-foot mid-range jumper because he's such a bad shooter overall normally that teams go under almost every pick and roll, but he still finds a way to get into the paint pretty frequently all the time, get to his floaters that he's really, really good at. He's averaging a career high 14.5 points per game, 49% from the field, almost 38% from three, not many of them. 5 assists, 4 rebounds, but a big part of the Knicks' success, too, they've slowed down the pace. They're the third best avoiding turnovers. They like to run simple offense, pistol set here. Point guard's going to keep the ball in his hands a lot, not a lot of extraneous extra passes. And what that, again, allows for is them to control the pace, make sure they have floor balance, guys getting back defensively, and again, most importantly, no live ball turnovers. They've really cut down on those. Make sure you get a shot up every time down. This one a little bit similar to pistol. This is called wedge roll, this little wedge screen right there on the big, and then Payton, again, does a great job getting to his float game. So he's really turned into a, pretty solid point guard, starting point guard in the league. I think more than people really expected out of him, but he's been a huge part of their success so far this season and has rewarded kind of the organization's faith in him. But again, you see his game is just going to kind of like Fultz a little bit, just to manipulate you to find a way to get into that paint for floaters and things like that. Alec Burks has been out a while, but made 10 of his 15 threes in the 3 games he played. Here's Randle playing out of a pistol set as well. They'll have some small set ball screens for him. That pass way too high, but again, Burks shooting the absolute lights out. Normally, 38, 39% from 3. Certainly will fall off a little bit from his 67% rate currently, but he has also been a terrific vet. Again, much better than Ellington and those type of guys were for them last season. That's made a big, big difference for them. And RJ Barrett, finally, again, I don't think he's a superstar. I don't think he has, next level max player talent, but he's definitely perfectly solid. He's coming along fine. He's, I think, learning how to really, really play with a tremendous motor, which is what Thibs did for Jimmy Butler, for Luol Deng, and that's really helped, his competitiveness to be a great two-way player, be a great defensive player, first of all, play with great energy every night, and then offensively, he just kind of sees the floor well. He plays at his own pace. Here's a little pistol keep set for him to drive and get to a left-hand finish. Again, he's not going to wow you, but what really impressed me with him, his defensive effort, and then offensively, he's shooting the ball a little better. He's getting to the rim, still going left. He's making the most of his opportunities. Thanks for watching. Make sure you thumb up and subscribe. If you want a bonus 10-minute video on Quigley, bonus clips not in either of the 2 videos, i.e. much more in-depth stuff on the Knicks, a whole lot more detail on their sets, just go to patreon.com/ScoutWithBryan right here to subscribe. 13-2 on my bet of the day, so if you're a basketball bettor, I will make you money as well. Thanks for watching.